Okay. All right. So welcome everyone once again. My name is Ayodeji Agbola, and I basically run a digital agency. I also run this company called Akowe, which basically does a lot of digital issuance of certificates. But since January of this year, I decided to put together a community where we could constantly help business owners with relevant information for their businesses. And to do that, I decided to try that community feature that WhatsApp provides and see if we can build a sustainable community on that platform. And so far, it seems to be working, right? We have quite a number of people from everywhere in the community as at today, and this is like the second session that we are now holding as a webinar. And today's topic is unlocking the potential of ChatGPT to grow your business. Today, our resource person is none other than Sad Khan. I met Sad on the streets of Facebook. I think about 2 years now, and about 2 years now, and we've had a number of conversations. Sad is also a digital marketing consultant and professional, offering a lot of services around that, for businesses. Sad is from Pakistan, am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Absolutely. And I mean, it also shows the power of, internet technologies where there are no distances anymore. Everyone is here and able to participate and learn and basically get value from these conversations. So I'm going to let Sad introduce himself and then also go straight into, presenting what ChatGPT is all about. Forgive me if, as we go along, I interject and ask questions. I usually want it to be very interactive. And as well, anyone who has questions as well, we have the chat. You can always put your questions there so that we can take all those questions as they come in. All right, over to you, Sad.
All right. Thank you so much, DG, and for giving me the opportunity to come to this platform, this amazing platform that you have created, and showcase my skills, especially with ChatGPT and the things that I've been doing. I've highlighted some of my work that I've done with ChatGPT in the group. That's what started this conversation and which led to this session actually.
Absolutely.
My name is Saad Khan. I'm from Karachi, Pakistan. I've been working as a digital freelancer for the past 22 years now. This is my 23rd year working as a freelancer. I started off as a graphic designer when I was transitioning from my school to college. That was like back in 1999 and year 2000. And after that, I learned web development. I learned SEO, and for past 8 years, I've been working as media buyer for Facebook and Instagram, and that's what my specialty is. And I support and I provide my services mainly to medium and small businesses who are doing e-commerce, and I do provide my services all around the globe. Currently, I'm serving 7 different clients in 3 different time zones. Yeah, so
you're a busy man. Interesting.
So you can very well imagine how crazy my working hours are, and it becomes really difficult since it's like 4 p.m. in Nigeria over there, and it's like 8 p.m. over here where I am right now. So it's a fun thing to do. Working globally, you get to learn a lot of stuff, and you work with a lot of amazing people. You meet new people, and it actually helps you develop yourself as well. So coming to the session, ChatGPT. What is actually ChatGPT?
Absolutely.
First, I want to know from a few of you or all of you, what exactly do you know about ChatGPT and what do you think it is? So if you can just unmute yourself and let us know what perception of ChatGPT is.
Yeah. So, guys, okay, I see.
Hello. Hi. My name is Temi Basically, what I understand from ChatGPT is a family of advancing artificial intelligence tools that uses natural language processing to provide faster tasks in a text format.
Okay, that's enough. Anybody else, please?
Guys, anybody else? If I might share what my thoughts are. I mean, because I do a lot of tech, around November last year, I just kept hearing ChatGPT, ChatGPT. I was like, what is this tool everybody's going on and on about? And I typically am not the first person to try out new stuff. I would say that about myself. By the time I eventually got around to trying it, I think that was very early in January. I was like, wow, this is what I've been putting away for so long. I mean, the reason why I tried was because I needed to put up some content for a new website we're building, and I said, let me go try this thing. And I just gave the instructions to say, give me 7 paragraphs of this, and I was blown away. Right. So, I mean, it's a tool that was put together by some really smart people. I think they basically just put all the knowledge that exists in the world, put it in one simple single database, and made this fantastic tool that can answer questions that you ask it. That's my experience so far, right? But I'm sure we're going to delve right into it further today.
Well, I guess you've used ChatGPT to full potential, I guess.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so anybody else would like to give it a shot before I start my presentation for today?
Anyone else?
Anyone?
What's the question?
Okay, the question is, what is ChatGPT? What do you understand by ChatGPT? Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, stars, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olayola Maurice. I don't know, I'm not sure I can define chat GPT, but I've been using it for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks now. Basically, it has really tremendously shortened the time I spend creating content, especially written content. I have not been able to explore the other capabilities in the aspect of being able to use it to generate pictures and all that. I've not been able to go there. So I've been using it to generate text. I'm writing a master's in education degree project, and I gave it instruction to, as a matter of fact, it was ChatGPT that I used to create my topics.
Your topic.
Wrote about 10 topics for me. I submitted 3 to my supervisors, and my supervisor approved 2 out of the 3 topics. And
fantastic.
I also used it to generate the what do you call it now? The chapters, the topics, various. It has written everything down for me. The only concern I have currently that I'm working on is how to use it to write articles and then make it rank on Google, because I have a feeling that what people are saying is that if you use it will lead to write an article, it may not rank on Google. So that's what I'm working on. That's where
okay.
But then in terms of the speed at which it can help you write things and generate copies and ideas, currently I use it as a starting point. So I use it to generate content and then go back to work on it, to refrain to, and then
as you need it.
I double check what it provides, what it is able to produce with Google content to be sure the details are accurate. That's how far I've gone. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, so we do have some experienced users over here.
Yeah,
So
but I think there are other also people who have zero experience, who have not tried it before, who this is their first time of hearing about it. So I think we should also proceed in that manner, right?
alright, so let me start sharing my screen. Screen. Okay, I just started sharing my screen. Can you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can. Oh, I can
Yes,
see it now.
we can see your screen.
Alright, perfect.
Mhm.
So, awesome. So, let's start the session formally now. This session is about unlocking the potentials of ChatGPT to grow your business. As you know that I'm a professional marketer. I'm a professional digital marketer. So, this presentation will be from a perspective of a digital marketer, but also from other perspective as well. That you will get the idea of how you can actually utilize ChatGPT properly, right? So first we need to understand what ChatGPT is and how does it actually work. So whatever instructions that you actually give to ChatGPT is called a prompt, right? There are 6 points that you need to provide to ChatGPT in order to get what you exactly want from the AI, right? Number one point is you have to simulate a persona. You have to actually tell the AI that what exactly they want, what information actually you want from them, and what background do they actually need to have in order to give you the best result. Then you have to give them a specific task, like what tasks they need to perform, and what steps they need to complete the task. Like if you want to write a blog article, you need to be specific that write a blog article on this topic and include or specifically format it in some different format, or write it in a specific way or something like that, which I will explain later on with some live examples, right? And then you have to give some context to it, like what exactly are you looking for, what end result that you're actually looking for, and what your goal is. And the last point is like format the output, how exactly you want your output to be. It can be in a tabular format, it can be in a bullet point format, or it could be a long paragraph, or it could be divided into like 2-3 different paragraphs, depending on where exactly you want to use that context with that context. Okay, so as a marketer, these are the things that you can actually use ChatGPT for. And this is just a list that I compiled in like 5 minutes while making the slide. But the opportunities are unlimited. You can use it. You will get the idea of how you can actually use it for your business, or even if you want to start a new business, or even if you have like zero skills in some specific zero technical skills, I would say. So you can use this tool, this amazing AI tool, ChatGPT, for content creation, for email marketing, for customer services, for social media management, for personalized recommendations, for market research, search engine optimization, improve productivity. This is like the best thing that I came across in the past months, and trust me, it has increased my productivity for up to like 300% in the past few weeks.
Wow.
For content curation part, really helpful tool, because when you manage social media for multiple clients from different industries, you get a creative block, especially if you are a writer and you have to write blog posts or articles for different websites or from different niche and on different topics. This is the best tool to explore new topics that would actually a user would actually want to read. You can write sales pitch and you can brainstorm a limited number of ideas about absolutely anything and all using ChatGPT.
Did you say that this has increased your productivity about 300%?
Oh yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. I will be doing a live case study that I actually did like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I've replicated the same strategy, and I will be showing you what exactly I did and how much time it took me to do it, and what I gained out of it, as in like the monetary benefit that I get. I will be disclosing that as well.
Fantastic. All right. Can't wait.
Since I'm a service provider, I do provide all of these services, and now I use ChatGPT as a full-time tool to do like 70 to 80% of my tasks on a day-to-day basis.
Wow.
So
okay. This is the most important question.
Yes. The biggest misconception that people actually have about ChatGPT is it's going to replace Google. Well, the answer is no. It is not the replacement of Google. Nothing in the world right now, nothing in the tech industry right now that can actually replace Google. AI, OpenAI or ChatGPT is just a tool, right? It's a tool that is used to do research. It helps you improve your research, but you would need Google every day of your life to actually do the proper research and add the human touch to your content, right? The second misconception is ChatGPT is going to take over your job. Not anytime soon. Maybe in the future, maybe after like 5 or 10 years, maybe if you don't adapt to it, or if you are someone who's actually stick to your old practices and does not like change and does not like to adapt new things happening, especially in the tech industry. If you're someone who's stick to like your 5-year-old, 10-year-old practices, perhaps ChatGPT will take away your job. But if you're someone who adapts to new technology as soon as it gets out, or as soon as it is released for like it got a proper release, no, ChatGPT is not going to take over your job, not anytime soon. And third, and the best thing that I say, consider ChatGPT as your best friend, not as an assistant, not as a tool, but as your best friend that helps you increase your productivity. Right? As a service provider, I can surely say that my work has improved a lot in the past like 4 to 8 weeks since I started using ChatGPT for my work, and now I'm about to show you how exactly I do it. Okay, so coming to ChatGPT now.
Okay.
This is
a live demo. Okay.
The live demo part, right?
Okay. While you set that up, though, I wanted to just quickly ask this question. I know you mentioned that it's not likely to replace Google. I understand that Google is such a huge ecosystem on its own. But how about if you say ChatGPT and Google search? Because that's much more. We're not talking about all the other Google products now, but we're talking about Google search. Because what I have experienced in the last few weeks of using ChatGPT is that ChatGPT is quicker in giving me the answer that I'm looking for, as opposed to what we are used to, with Google search. So what do you think is going to happen there?
There are actually two very big limitations to ChatGPT, which people really don't understand. The number one that actually answers your question, that ChatGPT is biased, right? ChatGPT is a trained program that has been trained by a company called OpenAI, and it has been given a lot of data sets to train it, right? While doing the research, I came to know it was like more than terabytes of data that has been given to ChatGPT, to OpenAI, to train this AI, right? So if you are looking for an unbiased option or an unbiased answer to your question, there are a lot of ways, or there are a lot of things where you will need an unbiased opinion. ChatGPT would not be able to help you because it is trained on a specific model. It has been given certain instructions, and it cannot perform out of those sets of instructions.
Yeah.
So you would need Google in order to get multiple versions of the answer that you need or maybe you're looking for.
Noted.
So that answers your question. And second limitation that ChatGPT has, the data, the information ChatGPT has is up till year 2021. So whatever happens in year 2022 and 23, ChatGPT does not have any information about those events or anything happening during that time. So that is a very big limitation.
Yeah. So I think it's also good that we also mention them, because so that people are aware, of those limitations, as they go to start adopting the tool. All right.
Correct.
Please go ahead.
So these limitations, and when you're looking for an unbiased opinion, ChatGPT, I would not recommend using ChatGPT. You would still have to stick to the old traditional Google search to get multiple perspective for a different thing that you're looking for.
Who would have thought that in 2023 February we'll be calling Google search old and traditional? Who would have thought about that? It's really, really interesting times. Yeah.
It is. Well, so, different perspective, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, please go ahead. I think we just get into the demo you want to show us.
Yeah, okay. So I've already set up my prompts that I personally use. The first thing that I want to mention, that when you go on ChatGPT, right, you just give it a small prompt and ask it to do something, right, a very small task. Let's say I want to write a movie review of The Wolf of Wall Street, right? That's it. I just give it an instruction, and it just start writing, right? So if I write articles, if I write movie reviews, or if I have a YouTube channel that actually where I go and post movie reviews about, ChatGPT is a thing, right? It'll give you the whole 90 minutes, or the summary of a whole 90-minute movie in a few paragraphs, and so you don't have to do the Google search. And for this, you don't need to use Google search. You could use ChatGPT for this task, right? You can do the same. Let me stop it right there. Okay, you can do the same while writing a book review, right? Let's say you have a blog that you run and you do book reviews. In order to do a book review or do a movie review, first you have to see it, and then you actually write the whole review. So it would take a lot of time. So just give it a small instructions to ChatGPT. Write a book review, write a review of the book called this by the author, and it'll give. And you have to make sure that book has been written before 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me write this. Let me show you what exactly the limitation is. Right. Back I actually came in year 2023. Okay, it has information.
Oh, it seems it's been updated a bit.
I guess it's deep black.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I apologize for the mistake of the previous response. As of my knowledge, cutoff date is September 2021. So Black Adam was released in 2022. Though it started giving the response from, but it was a movie that was released in 2022, not in 2023. So perhaps that's
interesting.
Yes. But this is something interesting because while I was writing all the prompts, I double checked everything, and it gave me this answer.
So I mean, I'm assuming that again, as it develops, I've been hearing about the fact that this is the third version, right? This is ChatGPT 3, and I've heard it said that ChatGPT 4 is coming out soon, and ChatGPT 3 was trained on about 190 billion parameters. That's like data points, and that ChatGPT 4 is going to be trained on 1 trillion data points. Like I can't even imagine, how much more information it will be able to have and be able to, give answers to people's queries. So I believe it's really the beginning of a very different times in technology, because there really hasn't been any kind of tool like this before now. I mean, those are my own thoughts, right?
So these were the simple tasks that you can ask ChatGPT to do. But when it comes to do something creative, you need to train the AI what exactly the role that they have to play, right? So if you need to write a blog or something, or let's say you're starting a YouTube channel. So I would say, so you need to tell this be very, very, very specific about what exact outcome that you are looking for. For that purpose, you need to tell the AI that what role they have to play, that what shoes they have to be in order to give you a proper response. So I've prepared a prompt that I use very often. Here's a prompt that I use. Let me read it out to you. So you are a YouTube certified professional who's running over 15 channels with over 1 billion views per year. Your friend wants to start a passive income stream using faceless YouTube channel by creating quality content. What top 5 topics would you suggest to your friend to start faceless YouTube channels in 2023?
Interesting conversation there.
Yeah, so you need to tell the AI that what they are, right? What their achievement is, and what they actually do. Now, once the role is set, you have to ask them what exactly you need to ask them from. So the answer is going to be different. So if you just type like suggest top 5 topics to start a faceless YouTube channel in 2023, it would be slightly different. But this way, it will give you a brief answer of what something you would get from a professional in that specific field. Right. So it has given me I've asked for like five channels, right?
Yeah. So it says product reviews, educational
videos,
how-to videos, travel videos.
Yeah, it has given me travel videos and gaming videos. Okay, so let's start with travel videos. So the next thing, now you just don't stop there. You have to continue the conversation with the AI. The role has been set. The AI is in the right mind frame. I would say if it has a mind.
Well, it can remember conversations, right? So it has to have some way of remembering the context of what we are talking about, so that the conversation can flow. Oh my goodness.
So I have set the context, right? So let's say I wanted to do travel videos, right? Now my second prompt would be suggest a catchy name for the channel of travel videos. have in order to start a YouTube channel, right? So,
Wanderlust Diaries, Roaming Souls, Passport Adventures, wow, Exploring Horizons, Jet Set Chronicles, Travel Tribe. Oh my goodness, this is what copywriters would definitely kill for. I mean, you know how long it would have taken you to actually come up with this, and these are not just any. These are really, really great names. I mean, anybody looking at these names would.
Yeah, just 5 minutes of Googling would actually tell you how many of these names are not used, and that you can actually use it by a domain name and something, and reserve a YouTube channel. You can do it like the next 5-10 minutes and start your own YouTube channel.
Wow.
Okay, so let's say, okay, now continuing the conversation, I'm not just giving away random instructions. I'm asking you to suggest 25 videos for the channel. Title should have a catchy look and should properly optimize for search engines. So let's say the channel, I'm choosing the name
Passport Adventures. Yes.
Channel Passport Adventures. Title should have a catchy hook and should be properly optimized for search engines. That's the most important part. So after like getting the perfect niche, I got the perfect name, and now I have 25 video titles that are properly SEO optimized. And how much time it took us? Like less than 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness! This used to take like what, 3 months to come.
Days. If you work on this like full time, and if you work like 12 to 16 hours a day, it would take you around like a week or two to come up with all of these things.
And we're done in just about 3 minutes. We're done.
Right.
And this is why I say.
We're not done yet.
And this is why I say.
There's a lot more coming.
Oh wow, 25 topics just like that.
25 topics properly optimized with a proper hook, right? And it looks really attractive. I just skipped through the names. They look pretty attractive. Okay, so moving on to the next topic, I want to write a 4-minute video script for that topic, and I need to choose a topic. Okay, let's choose this one, topic number 10. The ultimate guide to backpacking across Southeast Asia. Well, we have like 25 video titles, right? So we have to start from somewhere to. Well, now the next thing is to make a video, right? Copy paste, write a 4-minute video topic. And it'll give you a proper instruction of what the scene would be, what the narrator would be saying, and what tone would it be.
Damn. I can basically see the video already. Opening shot of a backpacker walking down a bustling street in Southeast Asia with the sound of motorbikes and street. Like, I mean, this is a movie director. This is what? It's an SEO expert. It's everything.
True. And there are actually tools that you can just sign up for. I would recommend a paid version of it. You can just copy paste this whole script, and it will turn it into a video in like less than 30 minutes. So you can create like 10-20 videos a week for your faceless YouTube channel.
So are you saying, okay, so when you say it will create a video, I want to make sure I understand you. Are you saying that we're going to have an actual video of people moving, or what exactly? Is it going to go get this from somewhere? What? Okay, Pictory.ai.
Yeah, let me show you an example that I did for a friend like this 3-4 days ago, I guess. They're actually starting a faceless channel for pet care niche, and I made a small demo video of.
So by faceless, you mean we're not basically always in the videos, but we're just making videos without our faces in them.
Yeah, without our faces, we use stock footage and the text, and the narrator is an AI voice. You just give it a script, and it'll just narrate the whole thing for you.
Wow.
There are no tools for this. So it's like in an hour you can create a video from generating the ideas from the script to the whole video. You can easily get it. And I guess my internet is really slow right now.
I like to liken this tool to, I mean, I probably have said this before, but to me, it looks like what it might have felt like when cars were first invented and were on the scene. You know, before cars were horse carriages and stuff like that, you know, cars were definitely more efficient. They could travel longer. They could move faster. They didn't need to be bathed and fed. And the difference is quite wide, because this is what we're seeing now. What would usually take 3-4 days, sometimes weeks to complete, you know, we have a variation of tools that can complete them under an hour. So it seems like it's basically going to then be the people who win will be people who know about these tools and who know how to use these tools.
Absolutely. Well, here's a demo video that I did. I just pasted the whole script. You can see on the left side of your screen. This is the whole script. It was a small, like 2-3 minute video, and it just divided every sentence into a scene. It gives you complete voice and a stock video that is actually being played in the background.
Okay.
The only time, the most amount of time that it actually takes is actually to finalize the whole video and render it and download it. That's the process that actually takes
most of the time. So I'm trying to understand how this works. There are clips, billions and billions of clips out there that is going to string together, or what? Because now you probably also want to make sure that you're creating content that is not infringing on anyone's copyright, which means it must be using clips that are, you know, free to use or royalty free.
Royalty free stock images and stock footages.
Fantastic. So it will just string everything together.
For this tool, a small monthly subscription, you would have access to all of those clips, visuals, and music.
So anyone can start a business right now. You can start a video agency, video creation agency, SEO agency, content creation agency, because you have you know this tool and you know how to use it.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So the next thing that I actually did was optimize a lot of LinkedIn profiles. That's the most important thing, because having a proper LinkedIn profile, that's the most important thing. So I'm doing my profile right now. So I give it a prompt that
I'm a professional.
I'm a social media buyer with expertise in Facebook and Instagram, optimizing my LinkedIn profile for the role. And what I would do is just go to my LinkedIn, copy my about section. You can actually copy paste the text that you're actually giving the AI as a reference. That what it actually needs to improve. That you already have a piece of content that you actually came up with, and you want AI to further improve it or give you multiple variations of it, or add a certain element to it. So I pasted my whole profile over here. Just press enter. And this is giving me a few tips to actually do the right, like how would it
absolutely update your headline, add media, highlight your achievements, basically step-by-step things you can do right away on your profile.
Now I would actually ask it to rewrite. So it knows what things are needed to be changed, and it is like rephrasing the whole thing from a media buyer's perspective on a profile.
So who's going to be optimizing their LinkedIn today? I'm sure some people are going to try this today right away. Like, what's there to lose? I mean, all you need to go to just go straight on chat.openai.com and test it out. I mean, this is
all you need to do is get to know the few keywords about the industry and how much experience, and tell it how much experience that you have, and just ask it to write a profile using those specific keywords and the experience level that you have. And the next thing I can ask is to give me another variation of this profile.
Yeah.
So if I don't like it or I want to change it, I can change it manually. But when I have an AI, why do I need to change it manually? Right? What's the point of having an AI? Right? So I can ask it for a different version or remove a certain aspect from it. You know, again, I can ask it to do whatever you want with this profile.
Yeah. So, but the question I have though is, now that everyone is going to be trying this out, isn't there going to be a time where almost all content that you have on LinkedIn profiles, websites, SEO, everywhere is going to be AI generated? And if that's the case, what is likely to be the outcome of that? We don't know what that world will look like yet, but is it one that is going to progress, or is it one that people are going to complain about? Because I know for sure that, I mean, just like we heard from one of the members of this session earlier, they went on ChatGPT to create their master's topics. Basically, can even use it to write the entire dissertation if you want, because I know ChatGPT has passed the bar exam, has also passed the medical exam, so it's quite knowledgeable, right? So what do you think that world is going to be like, where almost everything, the text and all these things, are being generated by this tool or variations of this tool? What do you think that could look like?
Well, I'm not sure that we will ever see a world where everything is done by AI, because you cannot lose the human touch in many things. And content being one of it, because this content is being generated for humans, right? It's not generated for LinkedIn, it's not generated for Google, it is being generated for humans, right? So if it's missing the human touch, whatever platform I put this content onto will actually discourage it from being ranked.
So which means as long as the content serves the same purpose, then there should be no difference with whether it was created by a person, by themselves in their creative abilities, or it was generated by AI.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. You have a question?
Can I say yes? Can I say something with regards to?
Okay, please go ahead.
From what I found out, there are AI detectors. There are detectors that if you want to copy any contents and put them inside the detectors, they will tell you the percentage of
text,
the content, yes, as created by AI. So I've tried all these things and I've seen that if for example, for research, if you use AI to do everything, you're just wasting your time. Because your lecturers are going to copy everything. Use AI detector to check it. Just like lecturers use
Turnitin.
No. What is it called now?
Yeah, they use plagiarism tools.
Check out. So it's everywhere. So there are tools to determine the quantity of. So there's a limited percentage of part of that content that is expected to have been written by AI.
Yeah.
However, people are also using paraphrasers.
There's always a way out, yeah.
The paraphrasers were not designed to be used that way. They were designed to help you rephrase your.
Well, I guess some people are going to start creating paraphrasers that are designed to help you, pass, AI detectors. Because once there's a problem, somebody's going to create a solution.
And now we have another problem that we detect. So that's what exactly I said. That if the content serves a purpose and then has a human touch, because this content is being created for humans. So as long as it has the human touch, your content will get recognized on whatever platform that you're publishing it on. But if it's like 100% AI and this is where what I said, that AI is not going to take over your job. It's here to improve your productivity.
Yeah.
Right. So now you have an outline of an article that it takes you like 2-3 hours to write. Now you have like multiple versions of it, like in a few minutes. Now you can add your human touch and mix and match and make a whole article that would actually make some sense to a human.
Absolutely.
So if that content serves a purpose, it will get recognized by the platform, and it will get it will not be considered as like a 100% AI generated content.
All right, I love that. Just to also chip in, a few days ago, we were trying to, we had just completed the API documentation for my platform, and the next thing was now we have the API, we need to write the documentation, so my developer was like, documentation is not my forte, let's find someone to do that. And then I had the idea to come and ask ChatGPT, and right after you mentioned in the group chat that you need to give it context, I came here and I did just that, so I told ChatGPT that pretend that you're a novice, which is me, trying to write documentation for a platform that does XYZ. How would you go about it? And I can tell you, I was blown away with the answer, because it gave me step by step how you should think about the API. And then each of those steps, I could then take one after the other and ask it to elaborate. Just like you did right here with, someone starting a YouTube channel, so I've experienced it, and I know that any of the business owners who are also listening are already thinking, okay, how, because if we cycle back to today's topic around how do you unlock this powerful tool for your business, I guess the question would then be, how do they then take the advantage of all of this power and start to use it for their own businesses? So maybe what we can do is get anyone who is interested. That's assuming that Sad, you're done with the presentation. We'll probably just take anyone who's interested, share what your business is, and ask, how do you think you could take advantage of ChatGPT?
I have a small case study that I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take the question answers after the case study. But there's one more thing I want to show you before I jump to the case study. Like ChatGPT can increase your productivity by something like answering an email in a more professional way.
Oh.
For most of the people, like English is not
the first language. Yeah.
Right. So while communicating with people in US and Canada or UK, you have to think a lot about like what am I supposed to write back to the email. So I will show you a little trick that I did that I learned, actually not did, is I gave ChatGPT a response. I got a job offer from a company in US, but I got rejected. So I have the live email that I will show you. But here's a problem that I want to give a similar role in the future.
So after that, okay. So you then take the email and put it in there. Wow.
Yeah. I just took the email and I put it there. And boom, there you go. And ChatGPT will start writing email for you.
You know what's amusing?
Even like spending like 20-30 minutes thinking.
What are you talking about? 2 hours. You're probably still wondering whether it's the best version after 2 hours. But what amazes me really is the speed at which it responds. Like as if it kind of knew what you were going to ask, prior. And I guess that's the power of, how they put this together, AI, just
spending a lot of time in writing emails, like knowing what would be the proper structure of the email would be, what words I can use and not use, especially when you're talking to someone in HR, being a potential candidate. So just tell AI what exactly you got and what exactly you need in the output email, and it will just give you whole of it.
Wow.
All you need to do is like go through the email, look for grammatical errors. Perhaps there are a couple of times at certain points because AI is like not 100% perfect, and you just need to just go through it and hit the send button.
Just look at that.
Instead of like wasting an hour, you just like wrote an email
in 3 minutes.
Just get done with it.
Yeah, I guess this is where, like you mentioned, it's been able to help you increase productivity about 300%. If a task that would normally take 2 hours is taking, this was like 30 seconds, you have more time to then do other things, so it's just fantastic.
Yeah, okay. So, and one of the things that I actually recommend to my sister, she's a freelance teacher, and she wants to start her own business around like kids playbooks and stuff. So I give her my account of ChatGPT, Ivo Plus account, and I told her this specific prompt.
Okay.
Right. So you're an award-winning author in the kids category. Right. You're planning to write a new poem book for kids 3 to 5 years old. You are to write a small, easy to remember and rhyming poem about cleaning your teeth.
Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Brush your teeth to keep them clean and strong beneath, up and down and all around until your teeth are shining and oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh.
All you need to do is know how exactly use the AI prompt. Just imagine how many poems I can generate using ChatGPT and publish my own book.
Now, so question the question I have
This is a poem.
Yeah.
You really don't have to worry about like who wrote it. Like it's tracked of its rhyming, and it actually serves a purpose for 3 to 5 years old.
Yeah.
But actually telling about some specific topic.
So who is the copyright owner here? You or ChatGPT? Interesting times, because again, I really feel that a lot of the way the world has worked, will be challenged by this tool or similar tools, because now in 2 minutes I have this fantastic, lovely poem that I can publish as my own, but really I didn't write it, so the entire, elements of copyright and things like that, also comes into question. Well, would it come into question? I don't know, but again, it's a valid question to have, because maybe somewhere at the end of my book I put 50% written by ChatGPT. I don't know, but because this is what is happening, right? And it's quite interesting.
I think, hello.
Okay, Mr. Olaiwola, please go ahead.
Let me make a contribution there. From the research I've done so far with respect to copyright and giving credits and all that, I think what is expected so far, I'm not yet too certain. I think I did this overnight, so I wasn't too. What's expected is that you use your, you give credit to yourself, your company, and then make reference to the fact that it was co-written by AI.
AI. Oh wow.
So I think it's a combination of you, your company, and then the AI also.
Yeah. So
I think that is the best practice so far.
True.
When it comes to literary works and published work.
yeah, I mean, 3 months ago, this was not a question anybody had. 3 months ago, this was not a question anybody had, right? And
because people were not aware like what exactly they can do with this tool.
yeah, because it almost didn't exist for us in the public 3 months ago. This was November, right? And I can imagine what is likely to happen a year from now, because it can only get more powerful. It's going to see more adoption. I mean, when it was launched, ChatGPT got 1 million users in 5 days, which is, I mean, almost unprecedented, and the adoption is going to continue. And I just think that the most important thing for everyone who's listening to take away is that you simply seem to have been given your personal guru who has answers to all of your questions. Google used to be that, where you could ask Google a question and you would get a bunch of different things to go further research. Here, it's different. You're not searching for answers. You're getting answers. In fact, I mean, it's very clear what the difference is. Where you go on Google search, you're looking for answers. Here, you're being given answers. And I think that's a very, very different thing, from what we are used to. And how that little thing can be very powerful in how we start to use it for our businesses.
Yeah. Okay, so get ready for your mind to be blown again.
Oh wow.
Here's another prompt. This one is really scary. You're a professional copywriter with 10 years of experience in writing landing page copies. Okay? You want to launch your own course on the same topic for beginners. Using your experience, create a course outline that would include 2 to 3 case studies, 5 exercises, and a final project to complete the course. Imagine the outcome of this course. Now, look at this. Sure. It's always sure, yeah?
Sure. I have all the answers.
So here's a course outline. So if you want to launch your own course, if you have like an experience of more than a decade in some industry or some specific niche, and you can plan and launch your whole complete course using ChatGPT. You can actually plan it. You can write videos. You can write the whole course and give it your own personal touch, the human touch that AI can't give. And you can actually launch your own course in a matter of weeks rather than months.
Wow. Case studies, exercises, all done.
6 modules, case studies, exercises, and it'll give you a final project as well.
So you don't even need the 10-year. I mean, if I know how to use the tool, right? Because I can go learn how to use ChatGPT. And then if I'm interested in creating training content, it then means that I'm just a super user of this platform. I wouldn't need 10 years of experience in this industry to be able to create this. That's what it means. And I think that's what is scary.
No, I would actually disagree because
okay.
Trading a course is just a very small part. At whatever platform that you actually launch the course, you would actually have to give support to the students and answer the questions as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so
questions can be very, very specific,
yeah,
very personal, or some and given based on the scenarios that they have.
Okay, great.
For that, you would actually need the knowledge that you would need that knowledge in order to entertain that, because creating the course is one part. Supporting the students
Absolutely.
the theories is the primary part.
Absolutely, I agree.
So for that, I wouldn't recommend creating a course on something that you actually don't have any knowledge about.
Yeah.
So we have the course outline and everything. Now I want to hold summary with proper hook and pain points and a call to action for the same course. So if I can use it in a newsletter, or maybe use it on social media or something.
Yeah, you can use it on your landing pages for your advertising, and things like that. So this is a fantastic tool then to create social media content, because a lot of business owners struggle with that, and it basically is that tool that you can just come to and get ideas, as long as you know how to give it the correct prompt. Okay, so pretend that you're a supermarket owner and you want to create for me 5 pieces of content that we can post on our social media, and I can imagine what it will come up with.
Yeah, the answers that you will get would be totally different from what you will get using a regular prompt. Okay, so now coming to the main case study. I actually did this with friends of a client that I actually have. I have a very old client in US. We've been working together for like 5-6 years now, and his brother-in-law actually wanted to start a new company in some specific niche. They wanted to start an e-commerce, and they actually asked me to provide them the branding and marketing services. So I'm doing the whole case study right now. I've changed it to be more localized for you, right?
Okay.
So we'll start from the very scratch, that we're starting at point zero. We have nothing on our hand right now, right? So here's a prompt. You're a top branding and marketing agency in Africa. You have more than 700 clients from the region, so it knows like what scale this content has to be, right? You help small and medium businesses with their day-to-day marketing needs. A new young startup approach you with an idea and ask for your help. They want to start a small business of premium traditional Nigerian women's clothing, and they need your help with the branding and marketing. They need some traditional name suggestions for the brand that reflect their cultural roots and heritage. What suggestion would your agency give them? See, you have to be very, very specific on what you need, right? And you can replicate it like for any region in the world, and it'll give you
localized and contextualized answers.
90% of the work for you. It will localize the content for you. So let's start. Here's some traditional name suggestions, and it knows the tradition.
Adoni. Oh my goodness. Ndidi.
And with that, it'll give you the meaning of the word as well, like why it should be used and why it's a great name.
Oh wow.
Okay, so let's say I don't like any 5 of the names that the AI suggested. I can always ask for 5 more suggestions.
Okay.
You have to be really nice with the AI. Right? Says Fatima, okay. Okay.
Really, really interesting.
Oh, this is just a start. I'm just getting started with this.
Oh, I'm just hoping that, everyone who's listening is, getting ideas of how they can implement this, because that's the whole point of why we're doing this expose on ChatGPT, and it's absolute, brilliance.
Okay, so I like option number 8, like
Ifoma, yes.
Ifoma. Okay.
Ifoma.
The name means good thing or beautiful thing in
Igbo.
Igbo, and could be a great name for a brand that wants to emphasize on high quality and craftsmanship for their traditional clothing. Okay, say okay. Let me use my second. Now I have the name. I need to generate a tagline for the brand.
Can you generate a tagline for the brand? Okay.
Brand, and then I give my option, the form. Here are probably 10 options. And 10 really beautiful options.
Really interesting.
Okay. Suggest me a tagline, but which one we should have picked for my next thing. This was something. Anybody? Just say a number.
Okay, you want us to choose one? Choose one.
Choose one. Okay, we're beauty and quality meat. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Choose one. Okay, so now we have a name of the brand and the tagline. Now all we need is the story behind this brand. So I came up with 2 very common girl names from Nigeria. So make a story for the brand. The brand being Ifoma.
Okay.
Founders Edi and UI. I hope I'm spelling the names correct.
Okay.
In the late 90s. They came from a very humble and traditional Nigerian family background. They are studying business management in the university and started their brand to showcase the beautiful Nigerian culture to the international market. Okay, so here's the brand story. Make things up for you.
So, oh my goodness. So even if this is fiction, and even if it's fiction, right? I mean, but you have a structure of a story that you can go in and edit and replace with, real life information and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you have to be very, very specific. So you can give it all the information that you have. I had a lot of information on my client and why they're actually starting it. So I used the prompt specifically for them using their personalized details. So my output was very much personalized and very specific for them. So as much information that you have and as much information you give the AI, it'll give you the best response. So now we have a brand story, the background, why exactly, what exactly the brand story is.
So do you think that in the near future, there might be certifications in ChatGPT? Because this looks like something that will become a specialty, right? Even though it's simple enough, but based on the vastness of applications that this can be used for, I believe it might lead to. Yeah, I've seen developers give.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, 1 second. I've seen developers give ChatGPT some code, and they'll ask it to enhance the code. And I mean, since this thing got launched, things like Google search, Stack Overflow, which was very much used for coding and coding references, has seen a decline because this is able to give really specific enhancements to code. So it's just really mind blowing, and it's something that we absolutely have to adopt. Okay, Mr. Laiwala, you can ask your question.
Oh yes, you said something about courses and certification.
Yeah.
I've seen ads on Facebook, ChatGPT training. Actually, what Mr. Sad is giving us now is a course on how to use ChatGPT.
Absolutely.
I've seen something like this, exactly what he's doing for us free of charge here. What you and Mr. Sad are doing for us free of charge. So
yeah, I know, definitely, because it's such a fantastic tool, and I know at some point perhaps OpenAI themselves will set up like a credentialing or certification, just like Facebook ads have their own blueprint, and Google has their own exams and stuff like that. Okay, I have a question here from one of the participants who's asking, is ChatGPT an app?
Call it an app, yes. It's more of an like AI assistant, I would say.
Yeah, but I'm sure what they're asking is whether it has a mobile app. Because
so far no, but there are a few alternates to ChatGPT that you can get on your cell phone on WhatsApp. There are certain alternates, but not.
Yeah, so I think the way to just use it is go on your phone browser so that you don't get lost. In fact, my dad almost made a mistake. He was looking for ChatGPT and he went and searched on Google Play Store. He found one app that sounded like it was ChatGPT, and they were asking him to pay some money for whatever. And then he called me and said, "Hey, how do I make this payment?" I said, "Payment for what?" He said he wants to pay for ChatGPT. I said, "No, it's free." Okay, so I was able to just help him, and yes. It's available on the address. You can just, I think I'll just drop the link in the chat so everyone can have it. You can go to chat.openai.com, create a free account, and start to use it. It's free. It's currently available on the web.
Yeah, the latest news is that you can go to AI.com. Like OpenAI just bought AI.com, domain name for $11 million for ChatGPT.
Yeah, I saw that piece of news. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, sorry, DJ, can I just comment? Because I noticed can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so I noticed on OpenAI.com now, there's now a paid version. So
there's what?
There's a paid version now whereby you go on ChatGPT and the public tell you the server is full.
Yeah.
So use it, and then there's a paid version. So I think to align that conversation. I know you're talking about the payments.
Yes.
So that people also understand that.
Yeah. So there's also a paid version of it, because when it launched, everybody in the world wanted to use it, and you can imagine the scale of resources that needed to be put together to run a platform that all these people are trying to use at the same time. So there was a lot of outages. There are still some outages, meaning the server would not be able to process your request at this time. So if you are on the free version, you might experience some downtime where it will say we are at capacity, you can't use it now, try again later. But there is a premium version which costs $20 per month that gives you no downtimes because you're a premium customer, and then you can use that. But even at that, it's still available on the web, and there is no mobile app as far as I can tell as of today. That might come in soon. Yeah, so that you don't go to the Play Store looking for it and then you download something else. I just wanted to make sure that is out of the way. So we'll open up we'll open up for question and answers now. I know people probably have a number of questions. I've tried to ask all the questions that I have, just to make sure that we are covering a lot of things. But we'll open up, anyone who has a question, you can raise your hand and ask those questions. I don't want us to take, the entire evening, but again, the conversation is so interesting. So let's take any of those questions. So the first question I have here is from Ramatu. She's asking, how do we download it? Okay, let me just reiterate that. You don't download, as of today, there is no mobile app to download. You open up your browser and go to openai.com, or you can go to I'll drop the link in community. I'll drop it in a number of places so that you know exactly where to go. Okay, and you can use the free version until you decide to go on the paid version. Okay. Someone is saying, are you aware Google is working on an app called Bard? It's going to work exactly like ChatGPT, so there's no extension happening to Google. Well, I think we all saw what happened with the launch of Bard, and how they had to run back, pretty much with I mean, they had a bad outing, and that day they lost almost, what was it, $200 billion on their cap. What exactly happened there? It was a bad outing. Yeah, 100 billion. Because on the day of the public demo, Bard actually gave a wrong answer to one of the prompts. So again, I'm of a very different opinion as to whether Google needs to answer. Absolutely, Google needs to answer by creating something, but I think honestly that Google could have created a tool like this like 5 years ago. I think they could have done this a long time ago, because they basically have all the data, but somebody else did before them. And user behavior and user adoption is one of the hardest things to change. Whether it can match and be able to compete with ChatGPT is something everybody's actually waiting to see. So, and then it had this very first time outing that didn't really go well. Again, that gives some dent into what they're doing. But I'm sure it's Google. They will go back to the drawing board, do some work around it, and probably come back, better. But yeah, let's see what happens, because ChatGPT is definitely not slowing down, and it keeps growing, and it's driving a lot of adoption already. And I see a lot of chit chat going in the chat section. So, do we have questions? Please raise your hand if you have questions, so that we can answer those questions. Okay.
We have commentaries maybe later on if we don't have questions.
Yes, sure, we can. Check. Thank you. I see Margaret Creative is asking, is there a chance of response repetition when similar prompts are used by different people? Great question, Sad. You're muted, Sad.
Yeah, there can be certain cases that it can happen, but there's a very rare chance of that happening, because AI know what exactly has been given, and it also depends how the question has been asked. Like I showed you the prompts that I actually gave you, right? So if the prompt remains the same, the answer is going to be somewhat repetitive at some point. So yes, there are a chance of repetition if you don't ask the question properly.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is that the trick is in learning how to ask the right questions, really, because that's what you've been able to show to us. So learning how to ask the right questions is basically what helps you win, with ChatGPT. Okay. 1 second.
Can I add to that?
Okay, please go ahead, check.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. So a lot of interesting conversations that I've been hearing. So based on the last question, I think some of the things we need to look at, depending on, because I'm just looking at it from different angles as well. So productivity is there, like Saad mentioned. Some people want to start businesses, and also we should take in context the people that are asking the question, not just how. If you're a Gen Z, for example, or are they Alpha or Gen X, the context will be different from how you're also trying to use ChatGPT than somebody who is a baby boomer, for example, or somebody who is a Gen X. If they can even confirm that from the kind of questions we are asking and the kind of worries we are having, some of these guys, they're not even thinking along those lines at all. So the world where we live in now, you have to know how to put things in context when you're trying to use technology, because there are a lot of AI tools. Somebody was asking about whether images. There are a lot that are not commercially open now. There are a lot that are not as popular as for users, because let's not forget, OpenAI tried to do research with this when they put up in October, and all of a sudden everybody, so the researcher is not going to be. So it's just, I think we should also look at that mindset in terms of who is asking to. So we are talking to somebody who's a teenager and somebody who is a baby boomer. You have to put that in context. I'll just pause there for now.
Absolutely. In fact, I've seen where people have asked ChatGPT to write poems in pidgin English, and it did fantastically well. So I mean, kudos to the team behind this tool for training this thing, continuously. Chigozie is asking, can Sad please help us with the other prompts needed to build a brand? I was enjoying it. Okay.
There's different prompts left for the whole conversation, but that's going to be a very long session.
Yeah, definitely. That's not for the scope of this conversation. But I think what you need to take away from the conversation is the thinking around how to use the tool, right? And it's not going to be for you to just take the prompts that he has given and then go use those prompts. I mean, you should be able to, if I could give a very simple summary, is okay. We want to create marketing material for a brand. All right. What's the first thing that we want to do? We want to have a name. You give ChatGPT a context of the type of business you want to get a name for, and then ask it to give it a name. So it's just like you going to talk to your marketing consultant. Okay, I want to create this business. How do you think I should? What do you think I should call it? You're going to basically, first of all, describe the type of business you want to do to your consultant, and then ask your question. It's exactly the same way you're going to treat ChatGPT, and then when it gives you some of those suggestions, if there's anyone you like, you can go with it. If you say, okay, I don't like any of this, can you give me some more? It will definitely oblige, and then you start to take it and drill down from there. Am I right, Sad?
Absolutely. The more information that you give to ChatGPT, the more personalized and more versatile the answer is going to be. Right? It's like absolutely like talking to a professional marketer, because you have set the role of the AI to act as a top marketer in that specific region. So back at the back end, all of the information from that specific region or from the specific industry, AI has that. AI knows where exactly to look for and what names or what suggestions to give you. Right? So the role playing game is the most important one, and you have to give AI as much as context as possible.
Absolutely. There was a question around whether ChatGPT can generate SEO content. But I know that in one of the examples you gave us, you actually told it to write us SEO titles for YouTube videos. So could you just elaborate on that again? Can ChatGPT write SEO content?
Well, for one-liner or two-liners or maybe social media captions, yes, you can. But if you want to write a whole blog post or a how-to article or something similar, or maybe a long-form content, that is a gray area at the moment, because Google is not certain at the moment, like whether to promote that type of content or not. So yes, so more for 50-50. So what people are actually suggesting, or professionals are suggesting, that you generate the content or with the AI and give it a human touch. Like some people are asking to use another AI software to rephrase it. Some people are actually saying that you can give it a copywriter and add a human touch to it. So once it has a human touch, the content is good to go. But if it's 100% AI generated content, so you are at risk. As of now, you would be at risk of getting not properly listed on Google or any other sort of thing.
Absolutely. Thanks for clarifying that. I think that was very important to clarify. All right. Do we have any more questions? I'd like us to close maybe in about 10 minutes. I don't want to take all of Sad's evening. I know it's almost it's 9:30 right there right now, right? Yeah, so if you can just give us another 10 minutes, so we can take comments, any other questions from anyone else, let's
anybody has a question, you can just come and ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just quickly drop. I came in a bit late, but I was listening to when you were asking about interesting use cases. So two things pumped up. I think it was early last month, January. There's this monthly interview I do with entrepreneurs and captains of industries, on Zoom, YouTube Live, and all that every month. So the guest speaker was now talking about technology because he's a leader in technology and mentioned ChatGPT. And it was time for question and answers. So when it was time for question and answers,
oh my goodness! Now we ask ChatGPT everything.
Just like I was asking you.
Oh my goodness!
That's exactly what I did to him. He went bonkers. And the funny thing is, the question he asked, I wouldn't have asked that question that same way. So it generated a different kind of response. And I think what we should look at is how we can really look at how we use ChatGPT or technology to enhance what we already do very well. That's one area to start. I think those are low-hanging fruits, while the other ones will be fun. Because whatever you do extremely well, so you're not being worried about how to paraphrase something, whether what you're doing will be an issue or not, because your touch will always be there. So that's one area I just thought I should mention. Then for Google as well, one of the issues I think Google had was in terms of ensuring that they don't, cross the lines of where governments or will come and start disturbing them, because they've actually had wonderful AI for different things, even stuff that they use for military, US military, and all that. AI has been, to an extent, language, at least the element, language model, for chat. But I think one of the challenges, one of the beautiful things about this is the way they are going to go about their business model of how they will launch their bag is where there will be a problem, or there will be where the battleground is. The business model of how to, because it's one thing to have the tool, like what Saad is teaching us now. It's another thing to know how to use this tool to actually launch your business.
Yeah.
So for Google, I think it's going to be a business model issue much more than the technology, because they have powerful technology. So I'll just.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. So ChatGPT is your personal assistant. Ask it anything. Ask it what questions to ask yourself. I mean,
People use it for February 14th, Valentine's Day. And I'm not making this up, actually. For Valentine's Day, because of course, technology. People actually ask about how to write poems for their girls.
or for creative ideas of how to, take your spouse out or stuff like that. So I think it's just interesting. What? Wow. Really interesting.
Okay, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, please. Kunle David, please go ahead.
There has been talks that you can use ChatGPT to write codes for your applications.
Yeah.
Now, as a startup founder, one of the challenges I find, or I've gone through in starting up, is validating the idea. So, is it possible to use ChatGPT to validate your idea?
So that's a great question. I love that question because I do startups all the time. So here's what I think you can do. Even though we all know ChatGPT is a great tool and it can point us in the right direction, the fact is that the people who are going to validate the idea that you have, they're going to be real people on the ground. So, and there's usually no substitute for that. So you need to be able to find customers who have the problem you are trying to solve, and really be able to talk to them to know exactly how that problem affects them. ChatGPT might be able to give you methodology of how to validate, but you got to do the validation by yourself. You have to go talk to customers on the ground. There's just no way around that. Unless maybe you want to give us specific example of what you're trying to do, we could then drill down into into some of those examples. Because at the end of the day, even if you do your exercise on ChatGPT and it tells you that yes, this idea has been validated, you still don't have customers. The customers still have to pay. You still have to give the product to them. You get it. So I think that's what you have to think about. It can give you a lot of information, but when it comes to running the thing on the ground, there's just some things you still have to do on the ground.
Okay, so the reason why I asked that question is that while I was validating an idea, I came across a couple of online websites.
Okay.
Where although they are no longer live, as in they've gone out of business now for some reason. But what they claim is they have a pool of users, right? That all you need to do is ask them the questions you want to ask them, all your assumptions, and then this AI pushes it out to the customers or to the registered users and then tell you, okay, this we can use, okay, we can use this, okay, this is a good idea, this we think can be used better this way. So that's why I thought maybe ChatGPT is to do something similar.
Yeah, but I think my answer is the same, because if some of those websites are now even out of business, it probably means that they're not providing enough answers for people that can be bankable. Because at the end of the day, remember that it's customers that will use your product, whatever it is, and you really have to talk to the customers. There's really no way around that. Whatever way you want to do it, you need to really be sure that they have the problem you think they have, and that you understand how that problem manifests in their daily lives. Otherwise, you're just going to get a bunch of theoretical stuff that tells you, yes, go ahead. And then when you go meet the customers, then it's a totally different story. Yeah. I don't know if Sad wants to add to that.
I would completely agree. Again, like I said, without the human touch, you cannot, rely on the AI 100%. Even if the AI is saying something different, there will be a lot of people, and your actual customers would actually coming from a lot of different backgrounds. And since AI is biased because it's been trained in a certain specific way, so you would not have different dimensions to the problem. AI wouldn't understand the problem from everyone's perspective.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. The bias factor that is available, so that you don't trust it 100%. You can take some of what it says, but you need to match it with the real information on the ground. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I think it's been a great evening. I certainly enjoyed myself. There's been a lot of new things I've learned from Sad, and I'm hoping that a lot of us have also learned new things. Okay, there's one more question I think before we go. ChatGPT said I can blend an image in Canva, but this can only be done on Photoshop. How do we spot disparities of misinformation? Oh, okay. Well, how do we spot disparities of information that ChatGPT provides? I guess that's where his question is going. What are your thoughts?
Well, when you use ChatGPT, there's a thumbs up and thumbs down button with every response that you actually get.
Okay.
Right? So if you see any misinformation, you actually report it and give the feedback. So AI would actually know that this is the wrong answer or this is the wrong opinion, and with the help of people training in the AI, for the next version, the AI would actually know what information is actually true or not. So this will help the AI. So if you spot any discrepancies, do submit your feedback.
Okay. And I'll say maybe, I'd say, do some Google search as well. I mean, just to add context to what you already have, and be sure that yes, your Google search is still free. Okay. just do that as well. Yeah.
Just to add to what Sad said as well, the fact that AI, because you mentioned, which is very, I think something we didn't get, which we didn't, the feedback option. Apart from the feedback option, the fact that the way AI is being trained, very, very important. The fact that ChatGPT might be wrong today does not mean it will be wrong tomorrow. Because let's not forget, the more we use it, the more it gets better, and that's the scary part. So, we don't pray for, well, I did say we don't pray for it to be sentient. The more we use it, look at Google Maps, for example, now. A lot of us are familiar with Google Maps, and a lot of us, maybe some don't know, but part of the technology behind maps is AI. But if you've been using maps for a while, you just notice that updates are coming in, which are real time and fast, which is not being done by humans, well, contributed by humans. So the more we use the data, the more we share the data, the more it gets better. So the best way to think about it is not to look for just how it works. So tomorrow now, you might just ask that same question, and you find out that it's been updated because more people are using it, and AI is just getting better. Yes, it's not based off of the world we're in from 2023 beyond, and I want that for everybody. Stay safe and good AI. Let us just
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shego. And as we round off, I also want to say special thanks to Sad for staying this late with us. Just to give us this full free class on how to use ChatGPT. I'm hoping that we all take these lessons to heart and we can continue the conversations on the group in the communities, basically continue to ask those questions and push the envelope of learning. There are quite a number of other things that I think we would do in the community as well to drive some of these objectives that we have. We had a conversation in the strategy room this morning, and that looks like it's going to form into another session that we're going to have very shortly. I will definitely inform everyone. And finally, I also want to say that I hope nobody's going to mind. I want to put this entire recording up on YouTube for people to watch. I don't think if anybody minds that, just let me know. But I just want to make sure that all what we did today is useful for some other people, some other time, and they can always just go in there and watch it if they wish, So thank you once again, Sad. It's been a pleasure, and we really appreciate it. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Sad, and I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.